Robert Kiyosaki has been saying it for years. Your 401k is a scam. Wall Street is stealing your retirement. The system is rigged against the middle class. Buy gold, buy silver, buy Bitcoin, buy real estate. And millions of people listen. Rich Dad Poor Dad has sold over 40 million copies. Kiyosaki has built an enormous platform on the message that conventional financial advice is designed to keep regular people poor. Some of what he says is genuinely insightful. Some of it is dangerously wrong. And the mixed correct diagnosis, flawed prescription delivered with extreme confidence to financially vulnerable people seeking answers, has cost some of his followers real money and real retirement security. Today, we go through the specific claims, what's right, what's wrong, and what you should actually do with the legitimate insights buried underneath the salesmanship. Because Kiyosaki is not entirely wrong about the 401k, but the alternative he sells is not the answer he claims it is. Where Kiyosaki is actually right. Let's start with the genuine insights, because dismissing everything he says would be as intellectually dishonest as accepting everything. The 401k does have real limitations that conventional financial advice underemphasizes. Contribution limits cap aggressive wealth building. $23,000 annually is the maximum regardless of how much you want to save. Business structures allow dramatically more tax-advantaged savings. Fee structures extract real wealth. The average 401k has higher fees than what you'd pay managing your own low-cost index fund portfolio in a taxable account. Over decades, these fees compound into substantial sums. Tax deferral is a bet on future tax rates. You defer taxes today and pay them at retirement at whatever rates Congress has established. If rates rise, you've deferred taxes into a higher rate environment. The locked money problem is real. Accessing 401k funds before 59.5 triggers a 10% penalty plus taxes. This eliminates flexibility during your most productive wealth building years. These are legitimate criticisms. The 401k is not a perfect wealth building vehicle. It is a constrained, fee-laden, inflexible savings mechanism that serves multiple parties' interests alongside yours. Kiyosaki is right that the system doesn't primarily exist to serve you. He's right that financial education is more important than financial products. He's right that assets that produce income are more valuable than assets that might appreciate. He's right that most people's financial education is dangerously inadequate. These insights have genuine value. They've helped some people think differently about money in productive ways. Where Kiyosaki is specifically wrong. Here's where the platform becomes dangerous. Kiyosaki has recommended gold, silver, and Bitcoin as primary retirement wealth vehicles for decades. Let's look at the actual performance comparison. The S&P 500 over the past 30 years. Approximately 10.7% average annual return. Gold over the past 30 years. Approximately 5 to 6% average annual return. These are not equivalent. The diversified stock market has produced significantly better long-term returns than gold across most meaningful time periods. Kiyosaki's followers who shifted retirement savings from index funds to gold and silver because they believe the 401k was a scam have in many cases earned significantly lower returns than they would have in the system they were told to avoid. Bitcoin is more complicated. Enormous returns for early adopters. Enormous losses for people who bought near peaks. Volatility that makes it unsuitable as a primary retirement vehicle for most people. Kiyosaki calls himself a prophet on these assets when they rise. He becomes conspicuously quiet when they fall. Real estate advice. Kiyosaki is correct that real estate can build wealth. He's wrong to suggest it's accessible, low risk, or appropriate for everyone. Real estate requires capital, management capability, local market knowledge, and tolerance for illiquidity and tenant relationships that most people don't have. The leveraged real estate strategy that works for Kiyosaki requires skills and resources that his followers often don't possess when they attempt to replicate it. His actual business. This is the most important point. Kiyosaki has built significant wealth through selling books, courses, seminars, and brand partnerships, not primarily through the investment strategies he advocates. The Rich Dad Poor Dad brand generates revenue through Rich Dad coaching programs, Rich Dad education events, and Rich Dad branded products. These businesses charge significant fees to people seeking the financial education Kiyosaki tells them the system denied them. The irony: the most reliable wealth-building strategy in Kiyosaki's financial life has been selling products about wealth building to people who want to do it. His actual income is much more aligned with the asset class he doesn't recommend business ownership than with the assets he promotes. The bankruptcy history. Here's the fact his platform rarely addresses. Robert Kiyosaki has declared bankruptcy. The Rich Global LLC, entity that held his Rich Dad brand, declared bankruptcy in 2012 following a judgment against him. A man who built a platform telling people the financial system is rigged and that conventional advice fails regular people, managed his own finances into bankruptcy. This doesn't make everything he says wrong. People make financial mistakes regardless of their expertise or lack thereof. But it's material information when evaluating whether to follow his specific investment advice with your retirement savings. The person telling you the 401k is a scam and you should buy gold instead has personally experienced financial failure despite having access to all the strategies and information he promotes. The real estate seminar industry. Kiyosaki is associated with and has promoted real estate education programs that have been the subject of significant criticism and legal action. The pattern: high-energy seminars promoting wealth through real estate, upsells to expensive courses and coaching programs at thousands or tens of thousands of dollars per person. Many participants have reported that the courses provided minimal actionable education, while the primary business model was selling increasingly expensive program tiers. The Federal Trade Commission has taken action against various real estate education programs operating in similar models. Following Kiyosaki's advice to attend these programs and invest in the education has in many cases transferred wealth from people seeking financial independence to the education companies selling the promise of it. This is precisely the wealth transfer mechanism he criticizes when he describes how Wall Street extracts money from regular people. What to actually take from all of this? The 401k criticism has legitimate components. Use the following framework. Capture the employer match. Any match is an immediate return that outperforms almost any alternative. Don't leave it. Understand the fees in your specific plan. Many plans have better options than the defaults. Move to the lowest cost index funds available in your plan. Consider Roth options. The tax-free growth of Roth accounts eliminates the future tax rate risk that Kiyosaki correctly identifies as a problem with traditional pre-tax accounts. Build wealth outside the 401k as well. Business income, real estate if you have the knowledge and capital, and taxable investment accounts all belong in a comprehensive wealth strategy. The legitimate insight: don't rely solely on the 401k. Diversify your wealth building mechanisms. Understand what the account does and doesn't do. The part to ignore: the specific alternative investments Kiyosaki promotes at any given time. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, specific real estate programs. These are not proven superior alternatives for most people. They're assets with specific risk profiles that may or may not belong in your portfolio in specific proportions. Robert Kiyosaki identified something real. The financial system does not primarily exist to serve regular people. The 401k does have real limitations. Financial education is genuinely inadequate. Most people do need to think differently about assets and income. These insights, properly understood, are valuable. The problem is the packaging. Insights that could help people think more clearly about their finances are bundled with specific investment recommendations that have underperformed, business relationships that have cost followers money, and a personal financial history that contradicts the confidence of the presentation. The test for any financial advice is not the confidence of the person delivering it. It's the actual performance of the strategy over time, the actual financial outcomes of the people who followed it. the actual interests of the person giving it. By those measures, Kiyosaki's specific investment advice has a mixed record at best. His broader insights about financial education, asset building, and the limitations of conventional advice deserve serious consideration. Just don't let the insights lead you to the products. The 401k has real limitations. Gold, silver, and expensive real estate seminars are not reliably better alternatives for most people's retirement security. The truth about retirement wealth building is less exciting than Kiyosaki makes it sound. Low-cost index funds. Tax-advantaged accounts used correctly. Business income where possible. Real estate where you have genuine knowledge and capital. Consistent saving over decades. Boring. Proven. Accessible. No seminar required.